Hi, I'm Justin Trigler, and I'm on the Frisco golf team. Average high 70s, low 80s, and I'm a very experienced golfer. And I'm here to explain for beginner golfers on which clubs to buy and which clubs are the best for each situation. So right here, we have a 60 degree, 58, 56, and 50. And these are all wedges, and they're for green side shots, also bunker shots. They're really good for when you're trying to get close to the hole. And then right here, we have a 7-iron, and this is also a 7-iron. But there's also 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, and they also go down to 3, 2, and 1. But most people don't use 3, 2, and 1. But yeah. And then right here we have a hybrid, and also a 3-wood. And these are for the fairway shots. So if you're on like a par 5 and it's pretty long, and you're like 250 out, then you hit this to try to get close to the fairway. To the green. And then right here, you have the big daddy of them all. You have the driver, which is for off the tee, and especially on par 4s and par 5s. So if you're just trying to get it in the fairway and not out of bounds or in a bunker, you can hit this pretty straight. And yeah. We also have 2 different types of shafts in golf. So basically, we have this is graphite, and you can see because it's kind of like plastic almost, but it's not, and it's like a lighter material than steel, and that's for beginners usually because it's easier to hit and easier to control. But then you also have steel shafts, which is what pros use and also what I use. I'm not saying I'm a pro, but I just prefer these better. And these are basically they're heavier, but they're easier to control than those. But these are really for beginners because like they're lighter and easier to hit. But these have more control and they're heavier, and so you still get here further. So yeah. Stop. So what I have right here is the TaylorMade M3 driver. So what this basically does is TaylorMade came out with this driver this year, and this is really new to the golf game because it has these 2 weights right here, and they basically, so if you hit a fade, which goes to the right, so you can like move the weights so it's like on balance with the club, and so you can hit it straight or keep hitting that fade, because if you keep hitting a fade, then that's just your that's your shot. But if you're hitting a draw, which is the ideal shot in golf, which is where it goes to the left, where it goes right to left, then you can move it more to cater basically to your best to the best shot. And also it has this twist face, so which also caters to that draw or fade. And so this caters to like all golfers, and that's why it's so good, because literally anyone can use it. But then again, it comes with a price, and it's around $4.99. So for beginner golfers, I don't think it's the best $500 to drop on it, because if you don't hit it well and you're first starting out, then it kind of just wastes $500. But if you have the money, then you can definitely buy it. So what I have right here is Titleist AP2s. Titleist actually has AP1, 2, and 3s. And basically, the AP1s are the most forgiving and easiest to hit because like these are more for beginners too, because they're easier to hit. And then the AP3s right here are a kind of a mix of the AP1 and 2s, and so like they have a blade design like the AP2s, but they're just as forgiving as the AP1s. But then also we have the AP2s, which are my favorite because they're the forged and they're also a blade design, which a blade design is basically they're smaller, but they're harder to hit too because they're smaller, but when you hit it, they're even more forgiving than the AP1 and AP3s. But if you get really good with them, they're a really good golf club. And so the prices of these bad boys are probably $1,000 to $1,500, which is pretty pricey, honestly, for beginner golfers. But if you hit them well, and if you can get a good swing going in the start, of your golf career, then I would suggest these. Also we have the CBs. This is kind of an off-brand, or this is just like a different club type from Titleist. They're basically blades just like the AP2s, but they're actually even smaller, and they're also forged, but they're just similar to the AP2s, but they're honestly less forgiving, and that's why like they're not as popular as that set, but they're also very good. And finally, we have the C200 Wilson Sapphires, and these are probably the best for beginners because they're priced, first of all, because they range from used probably like $400 or $500, but new are probably like $800, which are really good for beginners. And just like they're really easy to hit because they have this flex face, and which just allows for a bigger face, so the ball can come off easier. And yeah, these are probably the best for beginners. So right here we have the Scotty Cameron, which is by Titleist, and this is probably the best putter due to like the heavy weight on it. So when you take it back in your backswing, it just comes through smoothly through the forward swing, and it just has these like 20 grams on it, and you can like change up the grams if you want like a heavier or a lighter putter. But there's also like Odyssey putters, which are from Callaway, and like King putters, but this is probably the best one, but they come at a very hefty price, around like $400. But other than that, then these are really good. And so that concludes my tutorial or instructional video on beginner golfers and on what clubs they should buy and what brands are the best. And again, I am a varsity golfer on the Frisco High golf team. I've plenty of years of experience. I've been playing since I was around like 4, and I've been playing for a while. And honestly, golf's a really tough sport, and you just have to put the time in. And if you do, you can be a really good player. But a beginning golfer, it's going to be a struggle. But if you put the time in, yeah, you can be a good golfer. And my name is Justin Schreichler again, and I hope to see you on the golf course.